Well, many of the animals that end up at the local shelters are looking for the love they lost or sometimes never even received from their owners.
But after a rocky beginning to her life, one special dog's quest for finding a family it can call home for forever just might be over. News 8's Pauline Lee joins us now in the studio with the story. Pauline.
We first brought you the story of Lucy back in September of 2011. She was lucky to be alive after being trapped in the Westby sewer system. Well, her life has taken a couple twists and turns since then, and now she's in for another big change. But it comes with a happy ending. At the Vernon County Humane Society, more than a dozen dogs are anxiously waiting for the right owner to take them home.
Yes, you're a good girl, Luce.
But for little Lucy, the wait is almost over.
She's gone from being in a breeding facility to home to sewer to an animal shelter back to home, and then now again looking for another home, which we found.
We first introduced you to Lucy about 1.5 years ago when an operator noticed her swirling around in the Westby sewage plant. After the operator and police fished her out safely, she was brought to the shelter.
Because Channel 8, you guys came and did a story on her. Her owners saw that on television and were able to reclaim her.
But the happy reunion, unfortunately, came to an end.
Because she had been in a breeding situation where she had no socialization, no exposure to being a member of the family. They realized she needed a lot more time than they could give. So it was hard for them to let her go.
Lucy has spent the last month waiting at the shelter for a new home. In that time, staff and volunteers put in extra effort to help Lucy learn social skills. Then Melissa Schuster walked into the shelter.
Welcome. You're here for Lucy.
Was actually interested in a different puppy, and then I saw her and heard her story, and I couldn't help but not go for her.
After their first meeting, Schuster knew Lucy was the dog for her.
You have that connection with the dog, and you can just tell when you look in their eyes and they look back at you, you can just tell.
With one more goodbye to her friends, small furry felines.
There we go, Lucy. Good girl, Luce.
And bigger friends she's made at the shelter.
Can you say goodbye? You guys aren't going to be together anymore.
Lucy, the sewer dog, is finally on her way home.
Bye-bye, Luce. Have a good life. Thank you, Lucy. Have a good life. We're going to miss you.
And hopefully this time, for forever. Now, the Vernon County Humane Society hasn't seen the last of Lucy yet. Lucy's new owner says she has family in the area, so they'll be making plenty of visits back to the shelter.
Great story there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pauline. The shelter is actually reaching its capacity for both cats and dogs.
So if you'd like more information on adopting a new pet yourself, we do have a link on our website at news8000.com.